the one thing I told Tim earlier, the one thing you know about me, if I'm wearing something, I got it for free.
See, what Wags is to hats, it's the same as Butchie is to fireworks. They don't pay for them, right?
Oh, man.
They're free.
Right.
They're free. They're free. And you know what? The morning show, they do this thing at 9 o'clock where they run 5 wide, right? Today, Eric, we're running 4 wide.
We're running 4 wide this morning.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Got a special guest in studio, man.
It's it's nice because we're kicking off the year.
And I don't mean Paul Wagner, by the way.
No, yeah. Well, we have 2 guests in the studio. Paul Wagner.
No. We have one guest.
That's right.
And it's nice because we're kicking off the year with a guest, which is always nice. And, we've gone fishing before, but we're not experts at fishing, and we're not overjoyed with the fact that the next 45-day forecast, we have like 3 days that touch 32 degrees. So it's fitting that we have our buddy John Reznack in, who's a Clam pro, and he's going to talk to us about a lot of different things, but I think he's just going to share a lot of general excitement about what to think about for ice fishing, some of the new products that Clam has released this year, and it's going to be good just to hear your excitement, because you tell me this every year. We're going to get you out on the ice, and the last time we did this, I was greeted at the shore with a bottle of blackberry brandy.
Of course, that's a staple for ice fishing.
Which is what we have to do again one of these days.
Yeah, for sure. It's been about 2 years since we've got you out on the ice.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years now. And, last year we were unlucky in the sense that we had about 6 days of ice.
Yeah.
And this year, I think we've had ice for a while now. You've been out a handful of times. You've taken our buddy Patty out. Yep. And we've been talking about going ice fishing for some time now to actually do a show out on the ice again. And I think we're going to have the opportunity to do that sometime in the next 6 weeks.
Okay, of us 3, which one is the ice fishing guy?
Not me.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a Clam guy. I'm a Clam guy.
Yeah. So, well, John, why don't you, it's been a while since you've been on. Why don't you just give us a little bit of your background and just kind of your affiliation with Clam, and we'll start from there.
Yeah, sounds good. So, I've been ice fishing for over 30 years. Started when I was 3 years old. Kind of just did it my whole life. My dad and my grandpa got me into it. And then over the last, I've been on the Clam team for 8 years now. So I've been affiliated with them, worked the shows, worked the Cabela shows, things like that. So you'll see me out and about in the, southeastern part of the state.
Yeah, I always love to get the, I'm going to be out here this weekend. And I'm like, I actually have a Cabela's gift card that I need to go spend. I'll see you there.
Right.
And it works out well for you because, you get to do this pro day that they do every year. And that's usually like in November, December.
It's well before ice season.
Is it early?
So
okay.
it's between like August and September.
Okay.
And that's where Clam launches all their new product for the year. It's pretty cool. We got 300 of the best ice anglers throughout the ice belt, and then every province in Canada is represented, and even Alaska's represented as well too. So it's really cool. We all get together. We go to the Clam headquarters in Rogers, Minnesota, have a great lunch, go through all the new product, and it's just really cool. You get to hobnob with top dogs.
Yeah.
Dave Gens, the late, the legend. I get to talk with him. Jason Mitchell, Matt Johnson, staple names in the ice fishing industry. You get to see them and sit there and rub shoulders with them. And
then you get to do like not R&D, but you get to do a little hands-on, inspecting of all the new stuff.
Yeah, hands-on learning. You get to be really close and intimate with the product on, learning about the denier fabrics and the poles on the hubs and, all the material that goes into making new rods and reels. And you get to know a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And by this point, you probably have, probably 3 dozen Clam Shacks.
I wish. I wish. I don't go through my Clam Shacks that often. So, over the course of the 8 years that I've been on the team, I've only had 2 shacks.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, well, they hold up, and when you have years like last year, you don't use them at all.
No, I was out on the ice twice last year, and that was it.
You were like, well, I'm banking my vacation time for the 3rd week of January because it's the only time I'm going to get to go.
Last year was miserable, and it was miserable for everybody in the outdoor industry. especially up north, like the bars and restaurants up there that require snow for snowmobiling. I mean, they took such a big hit last year that it wasn't fun whatsoever.
Yeah. You kind of, Wags, you talked to Joe Flater about that a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember when the state was trying to allocate some funds for the resorts, the entertainment businesses up there to offset it.
Well, didn't we talk about the Birkebeiner?
Yep. And that went from 10K to 5K.
Like a lap around a building or something. It was that bad, yeah.
But and that's when, like you said, 2 times out on the ice, that's when you turn the clam shack into a turkey blind.
Right.
A blue turkey blind.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
That is not a bad idea.
If you look on Facebook Marketplace hard enough, Clam a couple years ago did have like their X400 size shack that was camo with removable windows.
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah, wow.
I'm just throwing that out there.
All right, well, Wags, now you got something to buy. Well, you did say that your blind survived, even though you thought it was collapsed and all those things. And
it did, but we got a dumpster. We had to do some early winter Christmas cleaning, so I did toss it. But I have a new one for you this year.
All right, good.
You know what I think there should be more of? And my sons get frustrated with me because we've got, the sonar devices, the XRs and that kind of stuff. I just can't read them. I can't, it's not glasses or whatever the case might be. I really think there's a skill to be able to pick stuff up on that, or am I wrong in that?
No, there is definitely a skill, because I had to teach Tasker how to use one when we went out 2 years ago. And it all depends on the make and model that you pick up, because everyone's going to be a little bit different, whether it's a Vexilar or a Markham or a Lowrance or Hummingbird, whatever you pick up, they're all going to be a little bit different. Same thought process, but just a little bit different. So like the unit that I have, it's a Vexilar FLX 28. I can split the screen on it, so even though it's a circle screen and it's a flasher style, I can split the screen to have the bottom 12 or 6 feet showing on my left side, and then on the right side I can see the whole water column. And that's difficult for people that don't understand it to pick up on it.
Yeah, I just see yellow and red and flashing lights.
Right. And then it gets even more detailed with
like when you see where the 2 lines have to come together.
Yep.
And I'm like, I still don't. What I want is like a 32-inch. Right in front of me.
Just throw a camera down there.
I mean, come on. When you watch those outdoor shows, right, you actually are seeing the fish hit the bait. Right. That's what I want, to be able to see down that hole.
Well, you can get that. It's just going to cost you like $3,200 and get forward-facing sonar.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You can do that.
I can dare to dream.
I can dare to dream. All right, we'll work on like a Garmin.
Can't you get us like a sponsorship?
Yeah.
We could become spokespeople for that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, Wags is getting free hats. He knows somebody.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about lines crossing. Yep, she's pregnant. Yep, you got an X.
That was a long time ago, Wags.
Oh, man.
It does work.
That's good. Yeah, but there is, I do think that there's definitely a skill with it, because, I mean, I have it, and even you sitting over my shoulder and you're like, all right, you got to drop it just like another foot, and then just bounce it there. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of at this point doing whatever you tell me to do.
Right. I mean, you ended up catching fish, but yeah, there is like nuances to it. And you can get really nerdy with it. Like the unit that I have, I can change the colors on it to make white and pink be the strongest return on it. So if I see a mark that's white or pink, that means it's a really strong mark. And as soon as it comes up to my bait, it's pretty much hooked at that point.
Yeah.
But then there's ways that you can read the bottom. If you're in rock, that pink is going to reflect off the rock, so it's a hard bottom. And if it's red, it's like a mud bottom or
That's
weeds.
what I would think would be the most important thing. You gotta know what's on that bottom floor, don't you?
Right.
And that'll tell you what level, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's going to give you an idea of what the fish are doing, whether they're in the mud, weeds, whatever the area that you're fishing is going to be in. It's going to give you a lot of good detail for
That's
it.
why we need the $3,200 machine, so we can say, hey, that's a weed. So red or pink? I'm like, what?
The crazy thing about it is that when I started ice fishing with my grandfather, it was basically drill a hole and throw it in, and you got the tip up, and you sit there for a while. If you don't see any activity within an hour or so, you move on. And how many times would you go on lakes, and you know this, where there is lots of holes, lots of holes. And really, this was before the Vexilars and all this other stuff. It was basically like a guessing game, right?
Yeah.
Trying to remember what you saw in the spring and the summer, and here's a shelf, here's a rock shelf, here's a weed bed, and here's shallow.
Right. Yeah, a lot of it goes off to pre-work that you do before you go out fishing. So reading lake maps, looking at lake reports, fishing reports, calling up the local bait shops. A lot of that is all done before you even get out in the lake, and you'll have an idea of where to go. Another great thing about ice fishing is you can see where other guys were fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's a bunch of holes in one area, it was probably a good spot. Is it a good spot now? Who knows? Try it.
Yeah, but you can always mark that and come back, or you can
Yeah.
fish it in summer and, I mean, at least have a good reference point. I mean, that's a nice thing for me. I mean, driving around the lake every day on the way home.
Right.
I text you every time that I see somebody out there, and it's interesting because I know that we've talked about a couple of those cribs that are out there, and just like some of the different spots and where we fished when we ice fished that day where we were fishing out there. It's kind of interesting because it's almost like it's not a science anymore because everybody knows where to fish on that lake.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also kind of nice to see because there's sometimes where they move a little bit farther north, and there's a couple other spots that they're trying. But we went out for dinner, I think it was Saturday night before my stepdaughter left. We took her out for dinner, and then we went to Splash Martini Bar in Oconomowoc there. And on Fowler Lake, it was pretty dark out there. And all of a sudden, you see a couple people that are ice skating, and then we go in, we have a couple martinis, we go home, and we're walking by the lake, and you can just see like this faint glow of a headlamp out in the middle of it. And I'm like, I mean, they're ice fishing. It is so cold out here.
Right.
What are they doing? But
You
it's
just
cool.
don't
You
get
can
it.
kinda,
You don't get it.
I know.
You just don't get it.
Rez hates the fact that my motto is, I will freeze for deer. I will not freeze for fish.
Let me ask you a question about how much translates between, like, for example, I live in Lake Mills, and we fish Rock Lake a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a translation between what the success rate you have in certain spots on a given body of water in summertime, fall, than when you hit the water in January, February when you're on the ice? Are fish in the same spot, or is it a little bit different?
Yes and no. It depends on the target species that you're after. So my experience is early ice, you're going to be fishing shallow, and then late ice or mid to late ice, you're going to be fishing, the deep basins, and then going up shallow, later ice, right? So, I mean, during the summertime, you can catch the fish in the same areas too. They're gonna be kind of in the same areas. It's just a matter of
Generally speaking,
yeah, just drill it and fish it.
Yeah, drill it till it squirts is John's motto.
Drill it till it squirts. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're sanctioned again or
What was
something.
it? It was the beaver. It was the beaver conversation.
John, have you
last
ever
year.
tasted a beaver?
Oh, man.
Eric had the
Yeah,
story
what was
about that. We
Yeah.
have to clarify when I say that, because what we're talking about is that
the legality or illegality of how you harvest and eat beaver in like North Dakota or
like,
something.
for example, when you watch, I don't know if you ever have, most people have, the outdoors, the History Channel and what's it called, Mountain Men, right?
Yeah.
Tom, the old guy who lives up in Montana, he's always trapping beavers, right?
Right.
But he just, you see, he takes the pelt, he takes the hide, he does that type of stuff. But then he walks in with a story about people taking a step further, that they cook those babies up.
Yeah, it was right around the election, and we were talking about strange.
That is beaver roast. That is beaver
Is that
roast.
what that is?
We just got some. I didn't. A buddy of
Do
mine got
not
him.
use the word delicacy. Do not
I
use the
said
word delicacy.
absolutely not. And then he's got the beaver stew meat at 16 ounces, price for $50.
What did he make beaver
Beaver tail,
Wellington out
three
of it?
tails for beaver tenderloin, $99. I said
$99?
absolutely not. I sent him one of those. Yeah, I had Leonardo DiCaprio saying absolutely effing not.
Okay.
Not a chance. But here is a picture. I know you can't see it. Here is some beaver roast. Does it look red and juicy and great? But you know what? My mind tells me that it is beaver.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It's like so much wild game that has a stronger taste to it. If you cook it with the right things.
Yeah, you do it the right way. And
yeah. For example, my family wasn't a huge family when it came to venison, right? But what my grandmother did was she would put beef tallow and some other stuff with it, and canned venison was like a delicacy. It came out and it tasted just like beef. It did. Well, because she had it on a shelf, and you had the beef tallow in it, and she put a big piece of lard in it, and it sat there for a couple of months, and it all kind of got together, and before long, you couldn't even taste the venison anymore. So that's sometimes, I think, when you look at it at face value, you're like, no effing way. But if you mix the right ingredients with it, it's like fish.
Right.
It's the same way with fish, too, right?
Yep.
All right, Wags, I'll let you buy that.
I'm
$99 tenderloin for probably something. I forgot my wallet.
Yeah. Let me get that. You still got a few of those MLB dollars left, right?
And it's not
per
going
diem.
to beaver roast.
Little per diem. All right, let's do this. Man. Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll pick up the conversation as we continue with you. Saturday morning, it's Tailgate Talk, and we're live in the game now.
We did.
And where is your jersey, by the way, which you promised us?
And the signed memorabilia.
Signed memorabilia, yeah.
We do need to fill this room because there isn't anything in here. But maybe I can catch that. Maybe I can catch that 50-inch muskie and now get my.
Hey, you know,
that'd be nice.
We were talking about filling the room with memorabilia, and I said, "Hey, man, Wags, I'm sure you got a card somewhere. I've got a buddy that wants one of your signed baseball cards." That gentleman is our guest today.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I got one.
So it's kind of coming full circle here.
I don't know. I really feel bad. He's got a son that's going to Marquette, and the other one's just playing t-ball. And believe me, this is not the college fund. This is not the college fund.
You thought that, okay, I can help pay off some of that tuition by getting an autographed piece of memorabilia from a former big league player, and you picked him.
Yeah, I got my feelers out. I got 2 sports card shops looking for cards for me. Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a hot commodity. You figured the living legend would have something in the area.
Yeah, we got some. We can take care of you. Believe me, I'm the only one that has them. Card shops don't waste space. That's valuable square footage. They don't waste it on a Paul Wagner card. Me and Tim Allen are the only ones that have them.
I got one. I
And
told you that. I got one, too.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do have one.
Because you found them. Because you remember you guys just found them.
That's right. I was going through them with my kids' cards, and I found one. You had, so just to wrap up this thought, how many different cards did you have? Do you have 6?
I have about, I think, 70.
70?
Yeah.
With all the different teams and years and
All
that
the
type of
different,
stuff.
because you got to remember back when I played in the late 90s and stuff, there was a lot of companies. There were a lot of companies making cards, and there was a gentleman in West Dallas. His name is Mike, and Mike actually put together a big frame for me, and he put all the cards in there. He put about 50 of them in, and then he gave me a checklist of like the 10, 15, or 20 that he didn't have on it. Real nice little collage he put together for me. And but yeah, back then when there were so many cards, yeah, you can get a lot. I think I'm in the 50 to 70 range.
I just want you guys to know, I just went on eBay, and there's a Paul Wagner 1993 Topps card for $600 on eBay.
Buyer beware.
That guy's stoned.
And you know the legend of looking at the backside.
Did you look for on the bottom? They say seller information. Did it have an Oconomowoc zip code?
No. It has. There's an authenticity guarantee and everything with it, so I mean it must be legit.
And if you buy it today, you get a $599 credit.
Located in Raleigh, North Carolina. How about that?
So here's the thing: we make fun of this with him, but seriously, I mean, 70 baseball cards.
That is awesome.
That is awesome, man. That's something you really should be proud of.
Yes, thank you.
That's awesome. And you know what? That frame would look good in the studio.
We got
We got to do something in here.
Do that.
We gotta
work on that.
Now that it's our studio.
Yeah, now it's our studio.
Yeah.
A little camouflage would be nice. Like, you know what? We could put. You work for Clam, man. Do you have like some signage, a flag, something?
I can get something for you.
Yeah,
You know a guy?
We'd love that.
You know a guy?
Yeah.
we
You
can
know,
start
guy?
loading up. Yes.
And at the same time, I think what we talked about adding a refrigerator that would be filled with Bunzel's products in it.
Yeah, we did talk. I haven't really done much. You know, I took a lot of time off over the holidays, so since we talked about that, I haven't really done anything with that. But you know, it's a new year, it's a new January, and it's a new monthly meat deal. which we love to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're looking for chicken cordon bleu, some Italian sausages, and then, of course, the whole or cut up chicken, a pound of ground chuck, and 2 chicken patties for $20, and inflation pricing, $20.25 now.
Oh, wow.
Big increase over last year.
Yeah.
The 1 cent increase for all of this year. Make sure to check out Bunzel's.
Bunzel's and their website, bunzels.com. By the way, we're not going to do it on this show, but this time of year, we're all kind of like cooped up. So we watch YouTube videos, we do different things. So I like to, in the summertime, I think all of us do to a certain extent, like to smoke meat, right? So I just had the flat top out in the wintertime. So I was just wondering if you could smoke meat using a flat top grill. And I did over the weekend. I did some ribs, and they were delicious.
Interesting. So do you just do wet wood on the top? Or
so to make a long story short, what the trick was that, like in your oven, you have the grates or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
What I did was I found an old, it's from an oven, but it's kind of like a meat pan, a drip pan. And I put that on top of my flat top.
Okay.
And then I went and bought a bread dough pan. I drilled a few holes in it. I threw my smoked chips in there, wetted them, got them ready to go. And then I just used my temperature and set it at 250, put the ribs how I wanted them on that flat plate. I put the bread dough pan right next to the ribs. And on the back of my flat top, on my Blackstone, there's a natural opening in the back. So I put them out there for 4 hours. And like I always do, I always finish them up in the oven.
Yeah.
And they were, my God.
Really?
They were unbelievable. Yes, unbelievable. And I thought, it's one of those things. I'm like, I'm just going to try it. It's cold. What are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah, ice fish.
We're bored. Yeah. Yeah, what are you going to do? Ice fish?
And so I tried it. I saw a video and I'm like, and my wife's like, that ain't going to work. And I'm like, well, I'm going to try it. And I did. And they were outstanding.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yes.
I just got a a Blackstone for Christmas. So
yeah.
The secret to it, and my brother-in-law tipped me off to this, and you guys probably know this. Everybody has a different flavor and stuff that they put in them. He puts apple cider in it. And that's what we did. Instead of using, stuff that, some people, you brush it every once in a while to keep them wet. I just used apple cider. Really? And I had apple cider plus my smoke was applewood chips. And oh my God, they were tremendous. Wow. Just tremendous. Yeah. Yes. So, you know what? If you're looking to fool around this winter with something, try that. Yeah. So I guess we won't leave it for a later show because I just did it. So, but anyway.
It's all right.
So I digress.
That's all right.
We're talking about ice fishing.
Yeah, we're talking about ice fishing. John, the only thing that I'm disappointed by, I thought for sure you'd be on the Clam website here, maybe in the float suit, or they'd want to get a picture of you with your blenders, your Dion blenders on.
Oh, I'd break the camera in a heartbeat. Yeah. This ugly mug? Oh, no.
So let's talk about it. So you had a chance to get up there. You've had a chance to get your hands on some of this stuff. So what's new from Clam this year?
Oh, we got a whole bunch. So we'll start with the clothing line. So we got a new V3 suit, V3 Rise. So it's your base model Rise suit that's got a little bit more insulation in there. It's a float suit, so you're going to stay safe out there. I would recommend that if you are looking at buying a new ice fishing suit, just buy the float suit right off the bat. It's just added peace of mind just in case if you fall through. So they added a couple more pockets to it. Really, really a cool suit.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my Defender suit. What's the other suit that's on there?
There's a Defender, the Delta.
If I didn't have the Delta suit, I would get the Rise suit. Just really cool. They got pockets in the back, like on the jacket wise. On the back
Wags,
of the
I really
jacket.
like the name too, Rise. Because if I fall through, I want to rise.
Rise. You know what? I can't believe. I mean, I guess I've never really priced this stuff out, but you think about camouflage and just tops and bottoms and whatever. I mean, you're looking at $200 for tops, $200 for bottoms for nice insulated stuff. I mean, these are all right around that same.
Bibs? Is there any full?
There are
suits?
bibs. I'm not seeing a full suit, but maybe
there's
one,
no onesies
so.
out there. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
so price
there's
point
just
is about $400 for a top and a
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
That's for the new ride. Really good.
Yeah, and to think that it's got the float technology built into it.
Yeah, and
you
you don't even feel the float either. Like the first float suits that were out there, you were putting on a jacket that had a sewn-in life jacket inside of it, and it was really bulky. This stuff you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Really?
And it's super warm. I mean, last weekend when I was out, it was -7 at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I just had my Delta jacket on and my bibs on, and I was fine.
Well, how many times do you go to a late season Packers game and you see people decked out in Clam gear?
Yeah.
I think it's so funny that you look at the crowd when it is, like these January games, the playoff games and such. And it's like if they're not in blaze orange, they're in ice fishing gear.
Oh, yeah.
That's what everybody wears if they have it.
Even for like gun season, I wear my bibs, my ice fishing bibs.
Yeah.
I'll wash them because they stink like fish, but put them in the scent detergent. But I'll wear my bibs and they're completely fine. They're waterproof. They're windproof. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Stay warm all day.
So I've got to ask you this. We were talking during the last commercial break about a buddy of yours that caught a big northern, right? Have you ever had a situation where the fish is too damn big, you can't pull it through the hole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Multiple times.
And then what do you do in that situation?
The biggest thing is you got to stay calm. So most of the fish that you lose at the bottom of the hole, it's because you panic and you try to grab the fish, you touch the line or whatever, and the fish takes off and spits the hook or breaks the line. You got to stay really, really calm. So a couple of years ago, I was fishing out on Lake Winnebago, and up on Lake Winnebago, you have the lake sturgeon in there. And my buddy hooked into a sturgeon. We got it up to the bottom of the hole, and at that time, we were fishing with an 8-inch auger. And of course, that fish is not fitting through an 8-inch hole. But what you would have to do at that point is carefully drill another hole right next to it, or drill like a triangle of holes depending on how big the fish is. But you have to have two people doing that because you want to make sure that the line obviously doesn't touch it.
Keep getting tight.
Yeah,
keeping it out of the way.
Yep, exactly.
Spins up in there.
Yep.
That reminds me. Last year when we were snowblowing, I actually snowblowed our dog leash. And it reminds me exactly of that.
And as the bits and pieces came spinning out.
No dog was attached to it.
That's where it went.
I know you guys know I lost a dog last year, but that was not the reason for it.
All right. Welcome to Outdoors Confessions with Eric Tester.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so anything else with the actual gear, or is there...
Yeah, I mean, there's new gloves and stuff, too.
Okay.
The chopper mitts and the woolly finger, so it's like the half gloves.
Sure.
I picked up a pair just to use for hunting-wise as well, too, of the woolly fingers, because I like dexterity in my fingers. So that's really, really, really nice, but clothing-wise, that's pretty much about it. And then we got the new actual tinkering of the tackle stuff. So
is that the merino wool? What kind of wool is that? Is it warm?
They're warm. They're very warm. And then especially when you put it with the chopper gloves as well too, because you have the base layer gloves and then the chopper gloves on top of it.
Yeah.
And those are just leather mitts.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And mitts during the wintertime, pretty slick. You got to remember your fingers are all put together, so there's more warmth in there.
I got to assume it's similar to the gloves that we use for when we're out cold weather duck hunting and grabbing decoys out of the water. Like a
neoprene.
Yeah.
We have those.
I'm assuming like that because you've got to be, not that you have to be delicate, but like you just said, if you're grabbing line or you're trying to reach in, you got to have a feel for it, I think. So you can't just be warm as all get up. You have to have something like that. So that's kind of where I always figured, my late season duck hunting gloves would also work for ice fishing as well.
100%. Yeah, we have the neoprene gloves and all that kind of stuff. And they're all waterproof, highly water resistant if they're not waterproof.
So. We talk about the Ice Fishing Expo last year when it finally came to fruition, and then it exploded, and then this year was bigger and better than ever, and they had to move it to Oshkosh, or it wasn't Oshkosh, but EAA and the grounds and that type of stuff. It seems to me that ice fishing is a niche type thing. But yet, when we look at the numbers, it seems like it's growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I guess the question is why? What's changed?
COVID.
Is it COVID?
Yeah, COVID's the biggest thing. I would say before COVID, it was popular, but during COVID, nobody could get out. They wanted to try something new. They saw a couple things that they wanted, and everybody had money, stimulus checks and whatnot, so they went out and bought all the equipment, and they fell in love with it. It's not a difficult sport to get into.
And it's not overly expensive either.
No. I mean, you can spend money if you really wanted to.
You can spend money.
You could spend money.
You just said $3,000 in the first segment to see fabric.
It depends on how much you want to get into your hobby, right?
Yeah.
You know, but COVID was a big adding to it. You know, a lot of people got out.
Yeah. What's like a baseline Vexilar? I mean, that's kind of like the entry level. You know, you don't have a screen or anything.
Yeah, the FL8, you're probably looking at $250 to $300 at most. Yeah. So it's not that expensive. But then if you also open water fish, you can take your locator off your boat and use that as well too. And you might only have to spend an extra $200 or whatever to get the right transducer for it.
So you're like this. So my son, he and my daughter-in-law have horses. Okay, and he was out. It was this summer, and he was drilling some holes for some new fencing for the horses. And he was using his ice fishing. I said, "What are you doing with that thing?" And he goes, "Well, Dad, you should buy a different bit. You can use that."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah."
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys are retrofitting. The coolest part about ice fishing is everything is customizable. You can always take something that you buy off the store shelves and change it just a little bit to make it your own, right? Just like for me, my auger is a Milwaukee hand drill auger. I can use it in the off season to, honey to-do lists.
Yeah.
And then during ice fishing season, it just stays in the back of my truck and I can drill my holes with it.
Right.
Same thing for the power augers. You just change out the bit. I know like Eskimo makes some of the earth augers that you can go buy at Menards or whatever. All you got to do is just get a different auger bit for it, and you got two tools for the price of one.
I've seen people use hand drills too.
Yeah.
Yeah, big heavy duty hand drills. They've used that too, as far as the ice is concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's nice because you want to. I mean, I don't know. It's like us doing these home projects. It's like, I mean, we can do whatever you want, but I just want you to know that if there's a tool that I need, I'm buying that tool.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to call Wags.
Well, I'm going to call Wags too. Yeah.
I need a.
Yeah.
I'll be right over.
What about any big updates for like the tackle that you guys came out with? Any new updates for Clam tackle?
Yeah, we got a new line of soft plastics.
Okay.
So we got the Niku line, which is injected molded plastic instead of the hand poured Mackie plastic, which is.
I heard that.
Yep. So it's two different styles. Give you a little rundown on them. So Mackie plastic is hand poured plastic, so it's going to be a lot softer, and it's going to have a lot more. It's going to have a lot more movement compared.
Lively. Yep.
And then with the Niku plastic, because that's injected molded, it's going to be a little bit tougher, a little bit more durable, I should say. Still going to have a lot of movement to it, but not as much, in my opinion, as the Mackie plastic. The cool part is because it's injected molded, you can get the two-tone color plastic in there.
Gotcha.
So you're going to have a lot of like the open water colors, like sour grape, which is a purple and a chartreuse color put together. You're not going to get that in a hand poured plastic.
Speaking of that, when you go to colors, ice. Okay, you just told me you were drilling 150 holes at 6 to 8 inches. Visibility becomes. So are we looking for the brightest? As we get deeper, let's just say you go thick ice. You told me you go thick ice, deeper water.
Yep.
It's dark as hell down there.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Black's a great color.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would think fluorescence and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All of a sudden, a ray of light comes through and then a little flicker.
But that would be more, I would think, more apt to spook the fish than it would be because their eyes and everything are already adjusted to that, the lack of light.
It's different now. Like the ice season that we have now, there's no snow out on the ice.
So
it's right through. So drilling holes are really not going to affect anything. But yeah, it all depends on what the fish want that day. So, if somebody is just getting into the ice fishing world, I would spend more money on plastics than jigs.
Oh, okay.
You don't need 500 different jig colors like what I have, right? You need 500 different types of plastics because you can change out the plastics quickly than you can tying a jig on 2-pound test.
Retying
Yeah.
everything.
So you go with a typical, a blackhead jig with maybe red eye or yellow eyes
Yeah,
or something?
something,
Then you can intertwine the
I mean,
plastics.
my colors that I use for jig-wise is pretty simple. It's white and gold, and then pink.
And how big what's your hook size? What do you
3.
I know it's species presented, but
Yeah.
let's just say it normal. Let's just say us 3 knuckleheads come out here and we're trying to catch, maybe a walleye, a couple smallmouths.
Yeah. So at that point, I would do for walleyes, smallies or whatever, I would do like a 4 to 6 millimeter tungsten, and then just vary the color on that.
Yep.
And, vary the color on the plastic wise. I mean, head color doesn't, some of my best baits were chipped off paint.
They look
it
like
was
silver.
Yeah,
They
it
look
was,
like
it was just
Well worn.
Looks like a
Well
sinker.
worn.
Yeah,
Tried and true.
Yeah.
Tried and true.
Put that
Old,
sinker in.
dependable. That's what it
yeah,
is.
exactly.
All right, we need a break. We'll come back. Final segment is next. It is Tailgate Talk / an ice fishing expo show today, so to speak, as we continue with you here on the game.
The All Canada show returns to the Brookfield Conference Center next weekend, January 17th to the 19th. I've got a 4. Are we doing a 4-pack of tickets?
4-pack of tickets.
4-pack of tickets. To the first person that emails me at ERIK Tasker, Eric Tasker at iHeartMedia.com. And I will get these sent out to you ASAP on Monday morning.
Yeah, it's crazy when you're talking about the expo thing. I think, is there an RV show this weekend?
There's a lot coming.
Yeah.
Like I've seen stuff for the boat show now. The RV show's coming.
You guys know that I sold my big RV, right? I told you that. Yeah, I sold my big RV. I thought I was done with the RV world. Well,
And now you're going back.
Mrs. Red Hot reminded me over Christmas that she'd like to get back in. She was done. I told you this story, remember?
I thought, yeah.
We went this summer, and I had like a, 38-foot big one, right? Class A, up high, the whole deal. Well, you're in traffic in Chicago or in St. Louis or in Cleveland where we were. She's freaking out because, there's inches between each other, right? I'm done. We pull off one night at KOA in St. Louis, and she's like, I am done. I can't do this anymore,
That's
right?
stressful.
Although a little Christian rock music and smooth the ride home, she was okay after that. But it was like, okay, we're selling this thing. So I thought that phase of my life was over. Lo and behold, over Christmas, commercial comes out for the RV show. I think we should go. I'm like, what are you talking about? I think we should go and explore. I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Do you tow like your Jeep behind it?
I didn't with this one. I could have, but I didn't.
Oh, but have you done that before?
Yeah, we've done it before.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
You kept the Jeep. You didn't sell the Jeep.
No, Jeep's gone too.
Jeep's gone too.
Not Jeep's gone too. I had a lot of toys. I sold a
Just
lot of stuff.
downsizing.
So
now
we're
we're
downsizing.
gonna
Last
get a
year
new
was the
RV
year of
and a new
downsizing.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I'm
That's
sorry.
funny.
So anyway, okay. So Eric Tasker at iHeartMedia.com.
Yes, please. Yeah, if you send me an email, and I will coordinate getting you the tickets as soon as possible. And then it's a 4-pack of tickets. That's good for next weekend. It's actually good for all of the shows. Milwaukee, which is next weekend, the 17th to the 19th. Green Bay, 23rd to the 26th, and then the weekend after that is the Chicago show.
How many people went to the All Canada show before?
I've been to it.
Okay, I've been to. We talked about this. I used to do a radio show from there every year, and they had those damn moose that locked. It was like called Locked On, Lock Sewell or something. Where they actually
Lock Sewell. Yeah,
they died because their horns got intertwined, and they made a display out of them. 2 massive things.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, so we've got those, and then there's a couple other things that are happening as we're coming up into the back half of January. And Rez, you were saying that there's a clam thing, and then there's free fishing weekend. Why don't you touch on those?
Yeah, so the same weekend that the Clam Trap Attack tournament's on, which is the 18th and 19th of January, it's also free fishing weekend in the state of Wisconsin. As well too. So if you don't have a fishing
no excuse,
license,
Tasker. No excuse.
Yep, you're coming out.
Well, I think I have a fish. I actually don't know if I have a fishing license.
if you have a, this is how it's confusing it's become. Now, all you do is have to have your driver's license.
Right.
I know.
That's it.
Yep.
And I'm still paranoid because for years I carried paper, I carried cards
Right.
with me or
Back
something.
tags.
You know?
Yep.
And so, yeah, you just
Paid 100, gets a sportsman or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cancer tag.
Yeah.
Covered.
Yeah.
Get the conservation.
I actually lost my driver's license over the Christmas break and the New Year's break because I went hunting and I just put it in my pocket. I just brought my driver's license with, so I didn't have like my credit card or I didn't have anything else with me for like 6 days. I'm like, what the hell did I do with my driver's license? I have no idea
Oh,
what
you
I
didn't
did with
realize
it.
it was gone.
Well, I knew it wasn't in
Until
my
it got
wallet. It was zipped up in my camel pants.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't. I'm like, oh Christ! But so they kind of make it easy for you, but at the same time, it's easy to lose that stuff. So I'm gonna.
So you
need
got
an
events
AirTag
coming
on
up.
everything.
Yep. We
New
have
product
events.
line.
Yep.
We've talked so much about this. We appreciate your time today.
Yeah.
Where can people go right now and sample, or not sample per se, but also look just online?
Yeah, so clam.com is going to be the easiest to find the new product out there. But if you're in southeastern Wisconsin, I mean, stop over at Dick Smith's Sporting Goods out in Oconomowoc. I mean,
Smiley Barn?
Yeah, Smiley Barn. They're going to have all the new product out there for the, Niku plastics.
See, that's
and
really
all that
cool
kind of
to know
stuff.
because I drive by it every day, and they always have the live bait sign that's outside the door. And I'm like, why would I go in there to get live bait? But now I know why.
It's a destination trip. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm in the area, I always stop in there, talk to Mike and Becky, the two owners, and chew the fat with them a little bit, get where the all the inside information and the inside scoop, and then I love taking my little one in there because he loves just looking at the minnows and the big fish tank that they have in there right when you walk in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good. Where can everybody find you?
Real simple, John, JON_Reznack, REZNACK at that's gonna be on Instagram and same on Facebook.